Hi folks, we're Tacitus Today, your pushback channel, and thank you for joining this radio audio live stream. In this essay, I'd like to talk about this idea of bots or AI generally populating the on-site, anything on like an on. Are you dealing with a bot or an AI, and is AI generating the responses? Is pretending to answer your questions or respond to a posting you've made, and so on. So just to sort of illustrate where I'm going with this, someone I know runs, or is the moderator, they own part of it, like an online forum. And it used to be a very busy forum. Things have moved on, and they came up, they realized they had a choice with this forum, that it's losing viewers, and because they're losing viewers, they're losing advertising revenue. So they had a choice where they had to sort of rejig the whole thing and make it cool and current, and think of new themes and images, things they could do as commercial business people to freshen it up and liven it up and just get some more action onto it. So that was one choice. Or they had a choice of going completely artificial, that is, pretending that it's cool, and pretending there's a lot of people using it, and pretending that it's action-packed and the like. So they've started using, paid money for it, but they started using bots to give this impression of activity. So the bots are messaging people, responding to people, like real people's messages. The bots are responding to that. Then the bots are posting messages and then responding to each other. So the bots are actually talking to each other. The AI is actually talking. So the AI is having a conversation with itself, but it's given the impression of lots more activity. So they've gone from having 150 people sort of logged in at any one time to having a couple of thousand people logged in at any one time. But the thing is that 1,800 of those are bots, with fake names and the whole thing. So now the guy says that this actually has worked. That people are looking, the real people are looking at it saying, wow, this is busy. And look at all the things out. Look at all the people on here. This must be a cool place to be. I've got to be part of the in crowd. I've got to be part of the cool kids. So I better spend more time on this site and log in more frequently and, tell my friends and so on. So to an extent, it worked. They've increased their numbers of real people. They know how many bots are on there, but the real people don't know. The whole thing is a deception. They're not actually offering something of tangible or intrinsic worth or value. They're offering the illusion of being cool. Now, if you want to be cool by wearing certain clothes, you can go to the shop and buy that new item of clothing, or you can buy the new whatever, or access a new service. But this is not that. You come away with nothing. You only come away with an illusion. There is no reality here. The whole thing is an illusion. So I see that this is an outright deception. But more importantly, it leads to a certain, not only deceiving the consumer, which it certainly does that, but it leads to a level of laziness in this case the owners and the moderators on this online forum, because they're thinking, look, I don't want to take the risk of making hard business decisions. I don't want to have to sit down and really think about how I'm going to improve the service or improve the site or add tangible value to the users or to the user experience. I'm just going to pretend that there's a lot of people on there when there aren't. So it's, in my view, it's deception, but it's also encouraging and creating an attitude of laziness in the business sector, because, well, I don't have to worry. I don't have to think about doing the hard work or the heavy lifting or the hard yards. I can just go down this path of bullshit and get away with it. Now, I don't know how long they get away with it, but it seems to be in everything that you touch now. There are a number of women that my wife knows that are sort of in their 40s, really sort of early to late 40s, that have recently got divorced, so they've been hitting the dating scene, like the online dating places and that sort of stuff. And a couple of these women actually aren't bad looking. One of them's quite good. I mean, not my type, but she's, I imagine most men would find her quite attractive. And so she gets on there. So she's telling my wife, I'm in the room while they're talking about it, but she gets onto the site, and there's sort of a bunch of hot guys in her age group, and so she picks out 10, 15 or however many it was guys, and I think they'd be. And so she sends a message to each one, and she's got her own sexy photo of her in a bathing costume and all that sort of thing. And so she sends the I don't know, what do you call it, like an intro message or something or other, but she sends that, and every single one of these guys doesn't exist. Now, that isn't the impression you get. She gets back a message, oh, actually, I'm already fixed up, so I'm not looking anymore. I just forgot to take down my profile or photograph, whatever. And so then she goes to the next one, and it's the same sort of thing. And so all of these hot guys, all of them are not available, or they're busy, or they're hooked up, or they're this or that. All of them. I mean, the mathematical chances of that happening are about zero. And so she's came to the reasonable conclusion that these people don't exist. Now, the photographs of these hot guys, they're obviously big. It's like an advertisement. It's like an item, a fashion item that's on discount or something. It's going to draw people along. So it's the same as it would if there were hot chicks there. But she's been on it for a while, and then she noticed that the guy, one photograph had reappeared. But is under a different name. It was Billy Bob then, now it's Jimmy Jack, and so she's realizing they're using photographs of hot guys and using just bot profiles. But this is not just in online dating, but you could do it in anything where there are people being brought together for a supposed service that you can't verify. If ever in a situation where you as the consumer cannot verify something exists, then the likelihood is that it's going to be a bot or some sort of AI thing that exists there. You could be in real estate places to rent. I was helping a relative, or a couple of times I've actually done this, helping a relative with rent, and I was staggered at the amount of places that when you call up to inquire about it, the real estate agents, that you get this practice message comes back. Oh, you're inquiring about the place in Jones Street. Yeah, we've just rented it just a second ago. I've just put the phone down. We just rented, but we've got this other place at double the price. And so this was I became so used to that you realise that the whole thing's a fucking scam. The place doesn't exist. If it even did, it was rented a long time ago, and just because it's a big numbers puller, they might leave it up there. But these places are primarily just AI created fantasies. They're not real places. They don't fucking exist. So we're looking at the influence of AI is not simply the deceptions, and there's that, but it's going to create an attitude of laziness. And the knock-on effect of this, I think, will be dramatic on the business sector. You're a real estate agent. You don't worry about having real properties there. You just put in AI-created fake properties. If you're a dating website, then you don't worry about having real people. You just have AI-generated, hot-looking guys and chicks to pull the numbers in and deceive the users. If it's forum to give the impression of huge activity and a great place to be, you just have bots. And so no one's having to actually say, what must I do to attract customers? I need to offer good value, good service, good prices, whatever. You need to offer something. But instead, you don't need to do that now. You can just hand it over to bots. And I think this will have a terrible terrible effect, not only now, but well into the future, on the business community and the business sector and its ability to actually deliver goods and services that people want and are prepared to pay for. You've been with Tassus today, your pushback channel, and thank you for listening.